Welcome back to Nerd Initiative and the Sanctum of Awesome. My name's Offthecufftom. Our friends over at the Nacelle company were kind enough to send over a few figures. So let's rock and ride and check out the biker mice from Mars.
All right, check it out. We have the biker mice from Mars, Moto, Throttle, and Vinny. These beautiful boxes, all the same, which I really always like. You know, it's consistent, it's nice branding. Speaking of branding, these are courtesy of our friends over at the Nacelle company. I love this logo. It really brings you back to the Galoob-esque logo from way back when. They're great figures. They come with all these great accessories. Every single one of them, obviously, comes with a hot dog. So let's rev up and get these bad boys out of the box. First up, we've got Moto. That's right, the cyborg mouse master of the machines is up first. You take a look here, Moto comes with some great accessories. We've got, of course, everyone has their hot dog. We've got a serious face. We have a helmeted face. And we also have the big, huge, grinning, smiling face. All three figures also come with their standard blaster. They also come with two different sets of hands, included, obviously, so 3 sets in total. So you've got a gripped one, which looks like this is going to be the one you're going to use for the blasters, a open-handed style one, which might be used for something else, and then you've got punching fists. Now, taking a look at the figure itself, the up-close look of Moto, you can definitely say this is a very well-built figure. And I wanted to start off with him because he is the largest of the group. And I'll show you a group shot shortly. I love the fact that we have the detail here in the armature, especially for his cyborg arm. It's really, really nice. All the way up into the detail here, you can see that we've got this awesome detail for like the rubberized, servo. And unlike a double jointed elbow, his can twist backwards because he's a cyborg. It's a nice sculpt. It's a nice build. It works in character. It's not overly engineered to the point of being, oh, hey, I'm a robot. The socket here for the hand, for the wrist is good. It's got good range of motion. Everything really has fantastic range of motion. We've got a really good ab crunch. Mind you, this is the only ab crunch that I want from Nacelle. If you know, you know. The head twists really well. It's a little squeaky, but you know what? It's new plastic. What do you expect? We've got the hip flexors. They go 1, 2. We got the double jointed knee that is like butter. I mean, honestly, look at that. Buttery. Okay, I lie. One is buttery. The other one's margarine. See, that one's butter. So you know what? A little hot water, a little steam might, loosen everybody up. But still, even if it's not loose day one right out the box, don't worry about it as he's rushing at you. One thing I also really like is the proportions. Because he is the largest character, his shoes, his feet make sense. They are big enough to be able to sustain a figure of this size. All in all, can't go wrong with Moto. I've always messed up his name. I've always called him Mondo. Go figure. But yeah, can't go wrong with Moto. And again, all the weapons should fit right on in. Can't go wrong. Nothing like, blasting with a hot dog in hand. So let's check out Vinny. One other thing I want to add in, this is molded plastic, but it is not like nearly to the depths of Hasbro molded plastic. If I wanted to take a piece out, I'm not digging or it's stuck or it's vacuumed in. It drops right in, drops right out. Now, obviously, this is where the helmet goes. Hopefully, flipping this way should give us that same kind of profile so it fits back in. So when I put the character back in. But yeah, kudos on the not overly formed plastic. With Moto waiting in the wings, let's talk about Vinny. And one thing I forgot to mention about these boxes, they all come with this fantastic bio on the back. So let's talk about Vinny for a second. Vinny may be a hothead, but he's always loyal to his biker buddies. While he has an eye for the ladies, his special crush is on Charlie. When it's time for tough guy action, Vinny is ready for a fight. So what if he's a little stuck on himself? He knows he can take on Greasepit with one hand. Vinny wears a mask to hide his scars from the Plutarchan battle on Mars, hence the half gray face over here. So Vinny comes with most of the same other stuff. We have the happy face, we have the rough face, we have the helmeted face. What's up with these helmets? We have 2 sets of hand swaps, and I think I'm kind of mixed and matched them. There's kind of an open palm one, a shutter, a more closed palm, and then a fist. Standard issue weapon for all the characters. He also comes with this great crowbar, and his grip claw is a functioning weapon. I love it when you get functioning toys. And it looks good. It's nice and brushed. I mean, it's plastic, but you got that nice brushed metal look on there. I'm down for it. Now, when it comes to Vinny's design, again, all the same things apply. Musculature, can't go wrong. Double jointed elbows, really nice pivots right here. Double jointed knee, which is great for when you're begging to Charlie, you know, for a date finally. Apparently, Vinny's knees are a lot better than Moto's. I think Moto needs a little bit of WD-40. The bandolero, it moves if you need it. The neck motion's good. Abs are great. So I just figured it'd be fun just to pose him like this going, "Hi, I'm Vinny. How you doing? Cool. I'm the young and stupid one." Not very stupid. Tails. We haven't talked about the tails yet. So all the characters have their tails. I kind of wish these were wired tails, because they obviously have a really good, pardon my squeaking, structure as they're fitted to, you know, the lower back. But yeah, if they would have done a little bit of wiring, you know, you could have had them posed a little bit better and whatever you might need for whatever occasion. But yeah, we've talked about Moto. We've talked about Vinny. Let's talk about the leader. Let's throttle it up. So it looks like Moto and Vinny are ready for something, and Throttle's just sitting there having lunch. But let's talk about Throttle. Now, I wanted to take a quick second and show you what I was talking about the tails. So I tried to get Throttle to sit down, but because the tail isn't very flexible, I had to hook it around my stand here. So one thing I gotta give Throttle some credit here is this holster that he's got. This is made as a nice softer plastic, so when you pose him, it's going to move with him. So I appreciate that. Also, if you look underneath his glasses, his eyes are painted properly. Let's see if I can get his glasses off. I don't like touching people's glasses because there's that one time I lost a pair. So yeah, Throttle does come with his actual painted eyes. Again, appreciation to the detail. On top of it, he is the only tattooed biker mouse. So he does have the symbol on there as well. The handkerchiefs, the bracelets, again, really good. And the boots work. Now, Throttle and Vinny's boots are very much the same. Obviously, Moto's is a little bit bigger because he's a larger character, but they're in great proportion. Just want to make sure I explain that. Everything is in well proportioned to the figure. You know, whether it's the little epaulets on here or the earrings, it all makes sense. Now, Throttle comes with all the same basic accessories, the standard blaster. I never understood why he only drove with one gloved hand and not the other. Safety first, kids. Safety first. So speaking of safety, he's got his helmet. He's got his happy fun face. And then it looks like we've got, the hot dog you already saw. But he also comes with a weapon as well. This one is called the Sprocket Launcher. Now you'll hear I'm just getting this in. So it goes like this, and it fires projectiles. It's a little tough. I would recommend, folks, if work this out just a little bit, just so you get a little bit more action. Like, it's nice and loose, but once this is snug in here, you really got to put some force on it. Now, these are the biker mice from Mars. These guys do have the helmets, but what are biker mice from Mars figures with helmets not doing, just standing here? I think they might need. And there you have them, folks, the biker mice from Mars. That's right, on their bikes. Throttle on the Martian Monster bike, Vinny on the Radical rocket sled, and Moto on the Mondo chopper. That's why I get their names mixed up. Other cool thing is that on each of their gas tanks, has a nice little LED light, which is fun. Not necessarily Vinny because it's in the padding. So yeah, let's break these bad boys down real quick and light up the night. So starting off with Throttle's bike, the fantastic Martian monster bike. It is a very simplistic design, and I like how each of the characters' bikes kind of go with their style. It's very traditional Harley Davidson style. One thing I really want to give some kudos to here is these dust clouds back here. All right, these are the actual stands that are holding the bikes up, because let's be honest, we've all had motorcycle toys in the past, and what do? So to have the forethought to make sure that these bad boys can stand up is great. One thing I also want to point out here is look at this. Look at this. There is barely any buttocks that is not on the seat, on your saddle. Nacelle took their time in getting that detail in there so you could have a nice, comfortable ride. Now, obviously, if you really want to take your time and get everybody sorted and situated away, you can. But there's something else that's kind of blasting through. That's right. The bikes come with accessories. So let's pop these bad boys on. All right, throttle is all revved up and ready to go. We've got these great blast effects here on the tailpipes, which is fun because these are actually movable. So if you really want to get a heavy or straight shot, or me bouncing off my camera, that's awesome. And then we've got the rockets and the blaster up here. Throw that little light effect on there. Yeah, I think he's ready to rock. Now, Vinny's probably the one I am most impressed with. One, because he only has the 2 blast effects back here, all right, which fit in perfectly, and they do stay aligned. So trust me, folks, you want to keep spinning them until you get there. But because of his laser cannon accessory here, it is connected back underneath the bike. Well, if you don't want it, you can take it right off and you can get right down in to riding. Another great thing that I like is because this is more of a sports style bike, they made sure that in the handlebars or throttles or however you want to call them, that these move. So if you want to sit Vinny up a little higher or a little lower, they'll move along with him. And also because this is a sports bike, check this out. It has its own suspension, and I like it. ... Yes. So yeah, again, everything's all within proportion. So let's get Vinny hooked up and really duck down and ready to fly. So this is a prime example of where that really great ab crunch and these double jointed knees fit in perfectly. His feet are pegged, or not necessarily pegged on, but they are on the pegs. Again, the tail, it is what it is. I have my thoughts. We'll talk about that shortly. But he looks great. And again, with the, these being able to move really makes a difference if you really want to get a dynamic pose, like maybe he's leaning into a turn a little bit one way. Yeah, it's a great figure. And of course, and it's got suspension. So let's go to the Mondo Chopper. All right, lastly, we got the Mondo Chopper. This is a beautiful bike. Like, I like, the Martian monster bike, but I really like the Mondo Chopper. I think just because it's the scale, the size, the bigger wheels. I mean, it's girthy. It's got some funk, and I like it. He fits, the proportion here is great. And again, with all the great arm motion that you have in these figures, you can get those elbows out, do a little easy rider. Again, he's pegged in, and look at this. Again, I'm trying to prove a point. He is nearly 100% sitting down. And I know if I mess with him more, I can get this down. But that was the big thing. When we were kids and we had figures with bikes, they sat on them like this. No, not anymore, because the Nacelle company, as copyrighted right there, thought of this. And they wanted to give you a figure like, hey, you got a motorcycle? Okay, we ride motorcycles. Let's make it so we can ride motorcycles. But Mondo being Mondo, Moto being Mondo about his Mondo, Moto, you know what I'm saying? There's accessories. There we go. We've got our blast effects on here off the tailpipes. And then this whole piece actually changes out. It's not that we're accessorizing. The whole unit comes off. But don't worry, you can still use the light. This is a great bike. You know, there's some things that just make sense as far as, you know, as a collector goes. I mean, these are just great, amazing figures. It's a lot of shelf space here, folks. I have them this close right now, and for scale, this is a chopstick. Okay, that's for scale how wide it is with them, just at a slight angle, and deep, just as long. So if you're gonna have your shelf space, figure it out, because, you know, if you really want to show them off and display, you're going to need a longer space, especially with the stands. But again, if you enjoyed this series, enjoy everything Nacelle is doing, keep doing this. I know there's another line of Biker Mice figures coming out. Hopefully we'll get a chance to review them as well. But yeah, so let's talk about my final thoughts.
Wow, these are some great figures. They're extremely cartoon accurate. There's great, you know, movability. They've got a great toyetic nature. The bikes are to scale. We've had so many figures, like I've said before, that, you know, the figures don't fit right on their bikes. These absolutely do. With all the accessories and the lights and the hand swaps and the head swaps and the helmet swaps. Nacelle knows what they're doing. They're fans just like us first. So make sure you go to nacellestore.com, and I know they have up the 3-pack bundles where you can get 3 figures, and you can additionally get the 3 bikes. So go to nacellestore.com, make sure you pick up the figures, pre-order all your other stuff from them, like their Star Trek figures, and don't forget RoboForce, also streaming on Tubi.
Go, guys! RoboForce, the animated series, stream free on Tubi now. RoboForce!
So what is it you want to see next here on Nerd Nation? Leave a comment, leave a like, even better, subscribe, because we want to know what you want to see. In the meantime, make sure you tune in every single Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Play for Keeps the show, where Mickey and myself break down some of the greatest franchises of all time. And a reminder that when you play for keeps.